Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So I want to talk about two rappers. The first one is rapper Bow Wow. He was arrested in Atlanta. I'm sure by now people know. He had an on again, off again girlfriend that he got into an altercation with. And so I was looking at this as well, and I was like, wow, let me see the pictures of this. So they had like a little uh, picture of them. And when you look at Bow Wow's face, you're like, what? Look like somebody put hands or paws on him. So Atlanta Channel 2 Action News has learned that the rapper Bow Wow was arrested earlier Saturday morning in Atlanta. The rapper, whose real name is Shad Moss, is accused of assaulting a woman at 205 12th Street around 4:15 a.m. in the morning. Atlanta police said the woman, identified as Leslie Holden, and Moss sustained visible minor injuries. So officers said that they were unable to determine the primary aggressor of the altercation, so both parties were charged with battery. So apparently it was associated with a little, commentary by the news outlets. I was like tripping off of it when I saw it earlier. I'm trying to see if I can dredge it up. But anyway, I was like, wow. When they show Bow Wow's face, I might not even do the other thing. Okay, here it is. It shows it in the Huffington Post. So rapper Bow Wow arrested, okay, after a fight with his ex-girlfriend Leslie Holden. So both have been charged with battery after police were unable to determine who the aggressor was, as it looked like it was mutual combat. So Atlanta, AP, Associated Press, police say rapper Bow Wow had been arrested following a fight with a woman, which was his on again, off again girlfriend. So police couldn't tell who the aggressor or primary aggressor was. So both were charged with battery. Officer Jarius Dardry said that in an email, the rapper, whose given name is Shad Moss, was arrested early Saturday. Police responded to the call in Midtown Atlanta. Leslie Holden told them that Bow Wow had assaulted her, and so Bow Wow told the officers Holden assaulted him. Look at him pictured here. Looked like a bear got to him. So the rapper's attorney, Joe Habachi, Hibachi, later said that in a statement that two witnesses corroborated with his client's version of the events, indicating Holden was without a doubt the primary aggressor. So police say both had minor injuries, and Hibachi said that Bow Wow has been released on a signature bond. And so it wasn't clear if Holden had an attorney who could comment on the issue. So this is pretty much it right here, y'all. So look at Bow Wow's face, man. Look like, when they show the girlfriend, she doesn't even look all scratched up. I mean, of course, she might have injured her in other ways. It may not just be visible on the face. So they said she also had injuries. So she might have been injured in other places, has bruises other places. So anyway, with that being said, I'm like, wow, that is crazy. So I'm trying to go back to where I was here. So you can see him pictured with his girlfriend, and you can see him here and his face. And his girlfriend, when they show her, she doesn't look all scratched up and scarred up like he does. But anyway, yeah, you don't see the visibility on her face. It might be in other places. So moving along, we are going to go into rapper 21 Savage. Those of you who are in the music world or know about the rappers in the music world, 21 Savage was arrested by ICE and he may be deported. It's in the Variety, the Arizona Republic, and in the rap, it's in several news outlets, USA Today. And so it says that he might be having to be deported to the United Kingdom. And so, okay. And so this is where, some people don't understand that, just because we talk about issues of immigration, a lot of people get really in heated debates over this because they don't realize there are a lot of people that are in the U.S. that are immigrant people, or people from other countries or other places. So let me see here. I think maybe I will try. Did I already click on USA Today? I don't think so. So anyway, I'm trying to find a trusted source of media. I think I clicked on this. So rapper 21 Savage arrested by ICE, may be deported to the United Kingdom. Okay, so I did click on this. So Atlanta fought hard to be recognized on the hip hop scene. However, at the Super Bowl in Atlanta, South Play. Okay, so this is something having to do with Maroon 5. So that's unrelated. Anyway, the article is actually down here. Okay, so let me read it. So rapper 21 Savage has been taken into custody by U.S. Immigrations and Customs Enforcement, which is better known as ICE. So spokesman Brian Cox told the USA Today network that 21-year-old, I said 21. Actually, he's 26-year-old musician who was born in Cheyenne. Ben Abraham Joseph is in federal immigration and custody following a targeted operation in Atlanta on Sunday. So Cox said that Abraham Joseph, who is a British citizen, overstayed his visa that expired in July of 2006 after legally entering the U.S. or legally entering the U.S. A year earlier at age 12. And so the rapper was subsequently convicted of a felony charges in 2014. So in addition to being in violation of federal immigration law, Mr. Abraham Joseph was convicted of a felony of drug charges in October of 2014 in Fulton County, Georgia, Cox said. So Abraham Joseph was also I don't know why they're showing that. Look at it. There's another video on the side here. So it says he also was in Atlanta over the weekend at the Super Bowl, because this is Super Bowl weekend. So a lot of people are having parties and get togethers and whatnot. And so during the Bud Light Super Bowl Music Fest, just days before his arrest, he had not been nominated 2 awards at the Grammys, which will take place February the 10th. And so this is him pictured here. For those who don't know who rapper 21 Savage is, so he's actually a British citizen. So Grammy-nominated rapper 21 Savage is the federal immigration's custody, according to the authorities in Atlanta. So Cox added that Abraham Joseph is what his real name is. He will face removal proceedings in federal immigration's court. So in a statement in USA Today, Abraham Joseph's attorney, Dinah Laporte, said that we are working diligently to get Mr. Abraham Joseph out of detention. So he's in the detention center, y'all. While we work with authorities to clear up any misunderstandings, Abraham Joseph is a role model to young people in the country, especially in Atlanta, Georgia, and is actively working in the community, leading programs to help underprivileged youth and financial literacy. Okay, so USA Today has reached out to the ICE and Customs Immigration and Abraham Joseph's representatives for comment. So the rapper has long been considered an Atlanta native. So he collaborated with Atlanta-based artist Gucci Mane, Saytoven for the song East Atlanta Day, and so in which he had rapped that Glenwood Road was a place where he had got his first strike at age 13. So okay, so he had been in Atlanta since he was young. So they had came from the UK and then moved to Atlanta. So believe it or not, there's a lot of black people who are not, originally U.S. citizens. There's some that move from the UK, or they moved from other countries and came here. and some of them end up being, pretty famous or rappers and are successful. And so 21 Savage released his debut Issa album in 2017, which included his single Bank Account. In the song, the artist rapped that he straight up out the six. So a reference to Zone 6 in East Atlanta. And so later that year, 21 Savage was featured on Post Malone hit single Rockstar, which is nominated for Record of the Year and Best Rap Song Collaboration or Best Rap Song Collaboration, so at the Grammy Awards. So he also released a joint album Without Warning, is what it's called, with Offset and Metro Boomin in October 2017. So December 18th, he distributed his second album, I Was, which features J. Cole, Schoolboy Q, and Little Baby, or Lil Baby. And so this is him pictured here below, and there are photos of him, several photos of him, I think 13 photos of 21 Savage. And so this is him pictured here. I'm just going to show this one because I don't know if all the photos come up clear. But yes, he is in the news because he is now being held. So he may possibly be deported. But let me tell you something, y'all. It seems like him being in the UK is far away and everything, but believe it or not, I have family members that live in the UK, and it isn't far because they come, they come and they visit very often. As a matter of fact, they were here last Christmas, and so it isn't as far as you think. So, well, at least for me, I don't think it is. But anyway, I know a lot of his family members and people that are current friends of his wouldn't want to see him go, but I'm sure this will be resolved. I don't see this as being a huge problem that it will be unresolved. He will probably get a way of trying to be able to come back and forth or to travel between the two, because two, you can also have dual citizenship as well. So maybe he'll apply for that, so he can have dual citizenship and be able to, make several stays. Um, so we'll see how this plays out. But anyway, I don't think this is something to really fret about. But the big thing is that despite what, every time they talk about issues having to do with deportation and ICE, it always seems like the face that's painted is Hispanic people. And that's why I think there's a lot of ignorance out there. A lot of people that don't realize that, that Black people don't all come from the same place. And this is what I've been saying in previous videos, that just because we look like one another to some of y'all on the outside, we might not speak the same language. We may have other languages we know and may not tell you. We may be from another country. We may be from another, some places in Africa have several different tribes of people that have different languages. Some of them come here knowing 5, 6 languages. And so be careful, because you don't know who knows what and who's from where. So just because we look alike doesn't mean we are alike, if you get what I'm saying, in terms of, culture. We might have been raised in a totally different culture and environment, or we may have come from somewhere else and then come to America or to the States and adopted the Americanized culture. And so that doesn't mean that our parents aren't from somewhere else. And so a lot of people tend to be very ignorant of the Black culture as a whole. They think that we're all synonymous, like we all are the same. We all come. I always make the term that they think all Black folks come from Crenshaw, when we don't. So, I guess let this be a lesson. This was an eye-opener to some people that don't realize that some of us do come from the UK, we come from like Jamaica, or we'll come from like maybe Nigeria, or the Virgin Islands, Ghana, different places like that. And so, that's why I would get offended, a lot of times, like where I used to be, where I worked at a place formerly, and they would kind of lump all the Black people together as if we're all the same. I'm like, Oh, she's your culture. No, she's not. Just because she looks like me doesn't mean we're from the same background. She's black like me, but she ain't from my culture. No, she's not. So I would get offended by that because I would think, you people don't read anything about black folks, do you? They want us to learn about them and know about them all day long, but they know nothing about us. So anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna let this go. But I think this can be resolved. I don't see it as being that big of a problem. Well, we'll see how it plays out, though. He's got money. I'm sure he's got people that will vouch for him. That's why they used some of his current accomplishments that he's made in terms of this country, that he is actually contributing a lot of good, positive things to people and to youth. And so, with that being said, I'm going to let this video go. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for listening.